you've probably been mesmerized by the stunning images people are creating on Midjourney. You know the ones, they look like they belong in an art gallery or a fantasy novel. And although it's true, you can create beautiful images on Midjourney with one word, a phrase, heck, even an emoji. But there is a better way. Now, don't get me wrong, a simple prompt is going to give you a beautiful result. But let's be real, it'll be Midjourney in the driver's seat. Want more control? Want images that look like they came straight out of your imagination? A more structured approach will give you more controlled and consistent results. Today, you're going to learn about the critical components that will transform your AI art prompt for better results. Each component of this formula plays a crucial role in guiding your AI to produce exactly what you're envisioning. You're about to find out what these components are. You'll be able to describe each one of them. You'll see them in action with detailed examples. By the end, you are going to be able to use this formula to generate stunning results that match your ideas. Stick around because by the end of this video, you're about to become a pro at crafting prompts that get you amazing AI image generations. Let's roll. Now let's jump right in with the formula overview. This prompt formula is of course designed for Midjourney, but you can use it with any AI art image generators. It's got all the right components to work with any AI text-to-image generation tools. I've done a lot of experimenting and this formula works splendidly for me. Now you can start by breaking your prompt into 6 major components. Think of these as the essential ingredients that you need for this formula. The subject is the main focus of your prompt. Then you have the modifiers. These are the extra details that go along with the subject. After modifiers, you've got the medium. This is the type of artwork or visual format that you want to create. This is the artistic approach or the genre that you want to influence the image. Another essential ingredient is the composition. This is the arrangement of elements within the image. Lastly, we've got the parameters. These are the technical settings within Midjourney. Each of these elements is absolutely crucial in guiding your AI to create the vision that you have in your mind. Think of them as the building blocks for your creative process. You can add further to this formula, but this gives you a good foundation to start with. And you can also add these in any order. This is really dependent on what you want Midjourney to focus on. Just remember that Midjourney generally puts higher emphasis on the content in the beginning. So if a certain art style or modifier is an absolute necessity in your image, you can rearrange the formula to have that in the beginning. Now let's talk about each component in more detail. First up, we've got the subject. This is the core of your image, the star of the show, the main focus or character, and it's usually a noun. Whatever your noun is, a character, a person, an object, a landscape, a mystical creature, whatever it is, it serves as the backbone of your image. For example, let's try a cat. Great, you've set the subject. Now you can place a subject anywhere within your prompt, but generally it's placed at the beginning because it serves as the backbone of your image. And Midjourney has historically placed more emphasis at the beginning of the prompt rather than towards the end. Now, don't just stop there. Capitalize on Midjourney's creative potential by picking interesting, imagination-firing subjects. Take your time to craft engaging subjects because it'll really make a difference to the final output. Okay, once you've got the subject in place, it's time to spice up the subject with some modifiers. These are the descriptors that enrich the subject. You can use adjectives like shimmering, lush, cute to depict different qualities. You can include textures like glistening, fuzzy, slick. This is also where you can add any quantities. For example, 5 cats in a basket. Ideally, you want to use 2 to 5 quality modifiers that create a cohesive scene. Too many can overcomplicate the prompt, and not adding enough will not get you that vision that you're looking for. Let's add a few modifiers to our prompt and see what we get. We'll do a cute, adorable cat wearing superhero clothes and sunglasses on top of a building. Modifiers are all about the feeling, the vibe that you want to evoke in your image. The next component in the formula is the medium. Imagine this as the material of your image. This influences the visual texture and feel of the image, from digital painting to watercolor, oil painting, photography, illustration, acrylic, pen and ink, colored pencil, clay sculpture, photorealistic, pixel art, vector art. There are tons tons of possible mediums. The medium you select will drastically alter the appearance of your image. Just take a look at the difference the medium makes to the image. Here we've got watercolor, pastel crayons, oil painting. Let's select watercolor for our prompt and see how it impacts the image. The image is significantly different when we use a different medium. The next element in the formula is the artistic style. This is where you inject some personality into the image. The style dictates the mood and the visual aesthetic, such as fantastical, retro, or futuristic. This component sets the mood and tone of your image. For example, adding vintage to our cat prompt will give it that old school charm. You can even add an artist's name to mimic their signature style. Style like Tim Burton, Ghibli Studio. Let me show you an example in the style of Dr. Seuss. You'll notice that I'm using the same prompt formula, but I've rearranged the components so the style is at the beginning of the prompt. This is because I want Midjourney to place higher emphasis on this part of the instruction. Dr. Seuss is a whimsical illustration depicting a furry cat on top of a building wearing a superhero outfit. Now with the new style reference parameter, you can also use the --sref parameter to add a style reference. The important part is to add the style component, but you can do this in any way you choose. The next component of your formula is the composition. This is how you frame your image. The composition is all about how the elements in your image are arranged and framed. Think of it as the layout. This guides the viewer where to look. For example, you can say a centered composition, you can ask it to follow the rule of thirds, or you can even ask for a dynamic angle. This plays a huge part on how the subject and all the other different elements are placed within the image. Composition is important to make your image look good and well organized. It helps rearrange the parts in a way that makes the whole image come together, making it more impactful. So for our prompt, we're going to use a wide shot, cute adorable cat wearing superhero clothes and sunglasses on top of a building, photorealism, dynamic angle. Finally, we have parameters that fine-tune your masterpiece. Parameters are special codes that go at the end of your prompt to control the different generation options within Midjourney. These are the technical settings that adjust the final output. They always have a dash in front and a code following that. For example, for character reference --cref, for quality --q. There are a number of different parameters available in Midjourney, and I'll provide a link to a list of all of them in the description below. And for now, I'll cover the most popular 3. Let's start with aspect ratio, --AR. The aspect ratio is a ratio of the width to the height of the image. It's defined by 2 numbers separated by a colon. The first number represents the width ratio, and the second denotes the height ratio. The default is 1:1. This means that the height and width are equal. You can modify this by adding --AR followed by the ratio that you want your image to be at the end of your prompt. For example, to create an image with a 3:2 ratio, the command would have a --AR 3:2 at the end of the prompt. Here are some aspect ratio comparisons. When you're deciding which aspect ratio to use, you really want to think about the purpose of the image and how you'll be displaying it, and that will help you decide which aspect ratio you want to use. Another popular parameter is --Q, which stands for quality. The quality parameter affects the time spent making the image. The higher quality setting takes more time and it adds more details to the image. This also uses more GPU per job. Now, the quality setting does not change the resolution of the image, and the higher quality setting isn't always better. Sometimes lower quality settings can give better results. It really depends on what you're going for. Lower quality might be better for a more abstract image, and higher quality would be ideal for more architectural or very detailed images. Choose a setting that best matches the type of image that you're trying to create. The next parameter I want to talk about is Stylize, --S. The Midjourney bot creates images with artistic colors, compositions, and form. The Stylize or --S parameter controls how much of this artistic style is applied. It can be set anywhere from 1 to 1000, with 100 being the default setting. The Stylize parameter represents a distinct feature within Midjourney that enables Midjourney to creatively enhance your image by applying beautification techniques. Simply put, that lower stylized values will get you an image closer to your prompt, but less artistic, whereas higher values will make the image more artistic and add more beautification to your image. For example, here are the outputs for a prompt, child's drawing of a cat, at various stylized levels. You can see how Midjourney sticks closer to the prompt with a lower stylized value, but as the stylized value increases, Midjourney adds more of its artistic style. An average kid might not be able to add as much details as this image. Mastering the stylized parameter is actually crucial if you want maximum utility from Midjourney. The -no parameter is where you tell Midjourney what you don't want in the image. You add this at the very end, you add --no space, and then anything that you don't want to see in the image. Or let's say you're prompting for a fruit basket, but you don't want any grapes in it, or a beautiful girl with no glasses. You can use the --no parameter, and then the item that you don't want within the image. And if you don't want multiple items in the image, you can add a comma in between and add the multiple items after the --no parameter. All right, now that we know all the components of the formula, let's put it all together and see what we get. This prompt formula for generating images will get you results that will be closer to what you're envisioning. Remember to include the subject, the modifiers, the medium, the style, composition, and the parameters. Including all of these components in your prompt will set an amazing foundation, and you'll start getting results that align with your vision. All right, now using the same formula, we're going to craft a prompt for another image. We've got a dog, friendly, steampunk, drinking coffee, and then we've got the medium, which is a digital painting. The style is Pixar 3D. The composition is wide angle, and the parameters include --AR space 16:9. Check out the results. This one is my favorite. I hope you tried this formula and let me know how it goes in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.